What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you another episode of Genshin Monday, and today we are going to be playing with the two new rerun characters, or rather, the two repeated rerun characters incoming in Tartaglia, aka Childe, as well as Hu Tao. So we're going to start off with some child-on-child violence. That sounds absolutely terrible, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, Tartaglia, unfortunately, guys, I do not actually have him fully built right now, and you might look at these stats and you're like, whoa, those are pretty well-rounded stats. Okay energy recharge, great crit damage, great crit rate, great attack. But guess what, guys? I'm cheating because I'm using Gladiator's Finale and 2-piece Heart of Depth. I'm coping right now because I do not have a 4-piece set at Adventure Rank 59 for Tartaglia right now. And unfortunately, I know it's not good enough. But you know what? It is what it is. What are you gonna do, right? It is what it is. There's not much I can do about it. And I just got to accept it. I just got to accept that RNG is RNG. Now, something I want to talk about today, guys, is Squid Game. Now, if you know Squid Game, it's the new craze on Netflix. It is a K-drama, and it's actually the very first K-drama that I've actually completed, which is probably why I thought it was really good, because I know a lot of my Korean friends actually like Squid Game. Is not that great. It's okay. It's a little bit overrated, and it's most likely because they've seen many other things with the same premise or similar premise. I've heard Alice in Borderland is something actually very, very similar, so I'm assuming it's because of that some people are like, you know, Squid Game is low-key a little bit overrated. But I gotta say, I thought the acting was superb, except for the, you know, let's say some Western characters in there later on into the show, and the acting was very, very, very cringe. But you know what? Overall, I would have to say the show was very, very, very good, and I was highly entertained. And there we have it, a nice little combo there, and hopefully we're going to get a little bit of a dub. We are not running Raiden, we are not running Kokomi, and we are not running Sarah, because I'm kind of done with friendship farming. Sarah is level 10 friendship, Raiden is level 10 friendship, Kokomi is not, but that's unfortunate. We got nothing worth our from this drop. Kokomi, her name card is, you know, let's take a look at her name card real quick, because we have actually unlocked Sarah's name card. I didn't even bother checking it, guys. Oh, that's edgy. I like that one. That's very edgy. That's very edgy. Kokomi's name card. Oh, it's actually very pretty. It's actually very pretty. Aloy's one is kind of scuffed. Wait, which one's Kokomi's? Sangonomiya Crest. Oh, wait, no. Oh, this is Kokomi's. What the? Nah, guys, this is low-key ugly. I'm sorry, guys. This one is low-key ugly. Wait, this is hers for friendship level 10? Oh, no. Oh, no. I want to get Klee's one eventually. Klee is currently at... What level is Klee currently on? Let's take a looky over here. She is level 4 out of 20. She is 420, and her friendship level is 8, mostly from the Serenity Pot. Let's go to Ajdahan, clap his cheeks next. Hopefully we can get a Dream Solvent or a Prototype. Prototype still looking very scarce, but today, guys, I kind of wanted to talk about the big problem with Genshin Impact. Sorry, I'm just all over the place right now. I'm all over the place, but the big problem with Genshin Impact, for me anyway, and I think I missed the mark yesterday because I said 2.2. Patch 2.2 was very disappointing. And that's personally for me. I think as a filler patch, as I said in the video, if you don't have Childe, if you don't have Hu Tao, if you like the Serenity Pot, I think it's actually, you know, it's got a lot of quantity. Maybe not a lot of quality, because I do feel like a lot of these events are just reskin versions of what we've already had. But I have to say there is a lot. There's actually a lot, especially permanent changes coming in there as well. Quality of life changes coming through. And what I personally am disappointed in is the lack of endgame content. As you guys can see, I am not F2P on this account. And this is something maybe, I think to myself every now and again, maybe I should have just started this game F2P, because now that I've max refilled, I'm AR59, almost AR60, I'm at the as far as possible into the end game as possible. There's really, in this game right now, nothing for me to do of any real interest, which is really, really, really sad if you think about it. Because I just log in every day, I max refill just so I can get to AR60 faster. And when I get to AR60, that's it. I'm pretty much not going to refill again once I get to AR60. Maybe once or twice a day, but refilling max every single day costs 800 Primo Gems. That is half a multi. And for me, Spiral Abyss has actually reset today. Spiral Abyss is the only end game content in the game, and it takes me 30 minutes. And then for the next 2 weeks, I have nothing remotely challenging in the game to do because my characters, I have plenty of characters which are very, very highly built, you know, probably around 80 to 90% of min-max. Min-maxing is when you're trying to use as little resources as possible and you're trying to get the most out of your characters. So minimum investment, maximum output is what I believe it is. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. It's something like that, guys. It's something like that. But either way, min-maxing is basically so you have as efficient as possible. Basically maximizing your efficiency as much as possible in terms of how good your characters are. And unfortunately, because I have a lot of characters already at that point, there's really not much for me to do in terms of working towards characters. Like, it doesn't fulfill me in a sense. Like, if I was to go and finish off my Beidou, who's probably at 80% right now, and I try and take her as close to 100% as possible, in the grand scheme of things, I'm just throwing away Mora because it's not going to make a difference in terms of how much I can compete or how much I can clear end game difficult content in the game or any of these bosses. So the one nice thing about all of this is that having good artifacts and having farmed so long for so consistently long is that I can basically play with any character I want with a good set of artifacts. And that's the one nice thing. However, the novelty of playing with all of these characters eventually wears off, right? At some point, I'm just like, okay, I've played with them over and over and over again. There's only so much I can play them before I get bored. And the lack of progression I feel in my account, because again, I'm already at that final stage, it's just very, very disheartening to know that, from my perspective anyway, it seems like MiHoYo is trying very, very hard to cater this to non-endgame players. They're trying to cater Genshin Impact to as little endgame players as possible, which is kind of counterproductive if you think about it, because of how the game is set up with, you know, the majority of money the game makes is coming from whales, right? And if whales don't have anything interesting to play, then they're just going to drop the game and play something else. Right now, I'm currently very addicted to another gacha game. I will be trying out Cookie Run. I will be trying out Tears of Themis as well, which should be super, super exciting. I'm very, very excited for that as well. And yeah, I just feel a little bit empty, if that makes sense. Every day I log in, I do my daily commissions, again, to get to Adventure Rank 60, and I clear my resin. I do my max refills, and that's pretty much it. But the thing is, like, what is the point? Like, what am I playing for at this point? Am I playing for content? Am I playing for enjoyment? Am I playing for future characters? And I know I sound like an absolutely spoiled brat, and I probably am sounding like because I am being a spoiled brat right now. It's just, but I can't help it, you know. I can't help but feel this sense of emptiness and lack of fulfillment when I don't feel any progression in my account, which is just a shame. Artifacts, I would say, take way too long to get good artifacts, and that in itself is demoralizing as well. I'm sure everyone can relate. F2P, pay to win, doesn't matter which kind of player you are. We all know what a pain in the butt it is to get good artifacts. And then when you get that lovely drop, when you get that one lovely drop, then boom, suddenly flat defense comes out of nowhere and you roll into flat defense, and it just feels bad, man. And this is something I wish would change. The artifacts, there must be some way that we can start re-rolling on artifacts. Like, imagine we could re-roll like the really obnoxious defense stat that we have on what could have been a very close to perfect piece. And I think that's something that's available in other gacha games, and I do feel like MiHoYo can eventually bring that out one day, or I hope they will bring that out one day. Childe, are you going to finish off your compatriot? There we go. I never asked for redemption. Unlucky, Senora. Are we going to get something good? Boom! Dream Solvent! Oh, we got triple drop, though. That's not bad. No Dream Solvent. You know what? I'll take it, though. We got a triple resource drop, which is very, very, very nice. But yeah, I would like to see MiHoYo implement something. One, I would like to go from 1,500 to 2,000 artifact space. I can start farming artifacts again, guys, which is great. Well, actually, not yet. Not until patch 2.2, because this is going to cap out very soon again. And I hate having to keep selling my stuff or just feeding it away for pointless EXP. But what I would like to see is, for example, let me show you an example, guys, of an artifact that I have. Let's say, for example, here, on this piece, imagine if I could just re-roll this HP stat into crit rate. Right? It doesn't have to be maximum crit rate, and it's just one roll into crit. But if I could replace that, this piece would actually be I mean, it's already disgusting. It's 98 elemental mastery, but this is an example where I can have a perfect line of 4 stats if I could just replace this with crit rate. And every little bit will push you further and further to min-maxing, to achieving that maximum efficiency, to making your characters as close to 100% efficiency in terms of how strong they are. And that is ultimately what I would like to see. More end game progression, because right now it feels like I'm hitting a wall and I'm just progressing nowhere, and it's just you know, I'm a little bit you know. But you know what, it is what it is. Regardless of that though, I have to say the Genshin Impact concert, if you guys watched it, was chef's kisses. I think that really changed a lot of people's perception. Obviously, in terms of in-game rewards, maybe it's a little bit disappointing. I think a lot of people are still happy with what we got, especially this is their very first gacha game. So they don't have the mentality of comparing this gacha game with other gacha games and the rewards they got. And I think it's become very evident, right, that MiHoYo, I think they are looking even bigger than just what they can give in in-game rewards, because we know, well, if you were paying attention, we know that originally, because of COVID, it got cancelled. They were going to host a MiHoYo like real life fair, like an actual convention, and I think that would have been obviously very, very huge. I don't know if they would have done it in the West. I think, you know, it would have been interesting if they had done it in the West, but I don't know whether or not they would have actually done this in the West. But as we know, they were going to drop an actual I missed. They were going to have an actual convention, which would have been very, very, very interesting in China. And I would have actually been able to have gone to that, which is a shame that I can't do that now because of COVID, obviously. I was meant to go to Shanghai for a friend's, or actually our flatmate's wedding ceremony. And unfortunately, that's just not the case anymore because of COVID. And he's just tanked that. Okay, Andreas, thank you. But yeah, I feel like MiHoYo, they invested a lot of money into the concert, obviously. I think a lot of people are obviously naturally going to not be happy with that. They'll be like, oh, why a concert? Why not something different? But I think, you know, it's really nice for people who are just not obsessed with like in-game rewards, because that concert was really good. It was just, to put it lightly, really, really good. It was really, really good. We got a prototype, and I think if MiHoYo is able to step up the in-game rewards with out-of-game rewards, and the game really does grow worldwide, globally, to the point where we can have conventions across the globe, I think that would be amazing. One in Europe, one in America, and one in Australia, one in Asia. I think it would be amazing. All these Genshin Impact players coming together, the people who are willing to go anyway, I think it would be a really, really, truly, truly incredible experience. That is terrible. All right, we got a sword prototype. We finally have prototypes stacking up here. If we take a look at what I actually have, we have 6 swords, 6 bows, 4 claymores, 7 catalysts, and 5 polearms. Now, I haven't actually used all of these from the very beginning, so I think the catalyst one is a tiny bit skewed. We're going to finish off with Storm Terror, aka Mr. Devalin. I have to say, overall, with the anniversary, with patch 2.2, in terms of hardcore whale players, I think the game is trending in a negative direction. However, in terms of casual players, people that need to catch up, people who are F2P or low spenders, I actually think the game is trending in a very, very good direction. So, it's both a win-loss situation for me, because obviously my main account is going to be less valuable in terms of how much enjoyment I can get out of it. However, my F2P adventure account, guys, is going to have a good time, because now I'm going to be able to make some actual progress and it feels good. So this is what I was touching on earlier, thinking, oh, maybe I should have started this game F2P in the first place. Because if I had started this game F2P in the first place, then I wouldn't be feeling this kind of emptiness that I'm feeling right now. But, you know, I think it's okay. I think MiHoYo knows what they're doing. Let me retract. Let me just adjust that statement. I think MiHoYo has a okay-ish idea of what they're doing, and I don't think they will fumble the bag insanely badly next anniversary, because I feel like they fumbled the bag. If you don't know what that means, it means like they lost a lot of money, or they lost a lot of potential money because they were goofing about. This time around, though, they definitely wanted to do something special for the real life players, for the real life concert. Obviously, it was meant to be attended by people, but as we know, Corona did what it did, and it's still going on, unfortunately. So yeah, those are my thoughts. That was a little bit of Childe and Hu Tao gameplay. We have 33 of these guys. I actually don't know if farming Devalin on 60 resin is even worth it anymore. But you know what? It is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is Genshin Monday today. A bit of a short one. Normally these take 20 to 25 minutes, but I completely blitzed through these. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there for you guys. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Good luck, because I know a lot of people actually want Childe. I know a lot of people are very, very unhappy that Childe is getting a rerun instead of someone like Venti, someone like Ganyu, someone like Xiao, someone like Albedo. Their time will come. My hope is that next banner is going to be Yayamiko. If it's not, and it's another pair of reruns, that's going to be a little bit of a yikes. I'm guessing it's going to be Yayamiko plus a rerun, and I think that's fine. But if we go 2 patches back to back with nothing but reruns, I think that's going to start making people a little bit on edge. However, Hu Tao, Tartaglia, I know a lot of people do want them, so good luck to you guys. Hu Tao being on the same banner as Torma, I think is actually a really big plus. 2 very good Pyro Polearm characters, so pretty efficient there if you get a good polearm, if you choose to pull for a polearm. I do think Staff of Homer is coming back, so look forward to that. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.